What's happening, everybody? Today is the July 4th, 2025. It is almost 4 a.m. Everyone that celebrates the 4th of July, hope you have a happy and safe holidays because there's a lot of maniacs out there this year. But yeah, we're back with another episode in the Red Sox Rant Room. So without further ado, I don't really even know where this, I guess you can call it a rant, is going to go today. It's kind of random. Yeah, so I missed on the doubleheader game too. So let's hear what I know everybody's probably tired of what I got to say, but let's hear what the manager is actually about to say. Let's hear what the organization is finally starting to say. Let's see if any of these opinions from these people are matching up with anything that I've been saying. All right, here we go.
Yeah, the one on Toro, backpedaling on that ball. This week the ball is coming off the dirt very hard. He's backpedaling, he misses that one. We had a chance to at least get one. Then on the pop up, the guy's going back to first. Roman had a clear out there. He overthrew him. And then Trevor was playing three depth, and he made the decision that he was going to go get it, and he just missed it. He had him. The runner just kept going. Good heads up play. Because they stopped him. So yeah, he was really good. He did an amazing job changing speeds, using breaking ball, getting righties and lefties out. He was really good. This guy, the last time he was up here, he did an amazing job in that role, kind of like going to multiple innings. He's able to get righties out, which is very important in that role, and that was a great night for him. Every series is important for us. We're getting there, and today, we had a chance to sweep him. To have a great doubleheader. It didn't happen, so we just gotta reset tomorrow and be ready for Friday.
All right, let's stop there. Now, if you listen closely to Corey, he's basically saying pretty much the same thing I've been saying, but he's just trying to be more humble. Well, you can't blame him because you got the media. You gotta watch what you say. But it's definitely not going to be on here because I'm not part of the media. So, Alex Cora, what he really wants to say is when he says that this team is almost there, all that means is this team sucks. And he knows this team sucks, but before we even dig deeper into what's actually happening, because a lot of exciting things are allegedly starting to happen. This has nothing to do with trades. So you know me, I like to dig around at what's happening in the team. What am I looking for? Yeah, so Red Sox make statement about systemic, what the hell, systemic Boston issues. I think they meant systematic. Or maybe they meant systemic because I never really heard that word before. All right, so one area that has significantly hurt this team this season over the last few years is what? Defense. Boston has stars all over the roster, but that doesn't matter if you give an opposing major league teams extra outs. For a player to get to the big leagues, you have to be extremely talented. The Colorado Rockies are 19 and 67. Oh my goodness. Now, before I continue, well, what I'm about to continue with, we have a series against the Rockies coming up. Yeah, yeah. All right, you already know where I'm going with this. I, you would think you would be confident. You would think you would be confident that a team this bad, they have no chance of beating you. But this Red Sox team has showed you over and over that even a 19-67 team will still give this team a run for their money. But anyway, let's continue. But if you give them 30 outs to work with instead of 27, they can beat you just like any other team. So it's looking like the issue on the Red Sox is not the talent, quote unquote. It looks like it's not the talent. It's some type of system, as that, just like I said in episode 2. There is something going on in this Red Sox organization. Forget the players. Now we went over the stats and the averages the other day, or yesterday, or earlier today, this morning. Now a lot of the players on this team is above league average, but then and that's the thing about averages. That's just an average. Yeah, it looks good. But when you're in the actual games and you're seeing how this team is playing, you who do you blame? You and I said it over and over. I'm blaming the coaches. I'm blaming the hitting staff, the coaching staff, the people in charge of them, the people in charge of them that's in charge of them. This is an organization problem. And to back things up, we're going to look into a couple things. Because I know people think I'm just here to rant, but we about to see if these rants actually line up with the real deal, what's going on in this Red Sox organization. Red Sox President and Chief Executive Officer Sam Kennedy called it a systemic issue with the team and addressed it on the Greg Hill Show. So you have the Red Sox president. This team is so bad. The uproar is so great. And I told people this. I wasn't joking around. Red Sox Nation is furious right now. This isn't just about me. This is about the nation. The nation is furious right now. And when I say furious, everything that I'm telling you, this is just like this is be sugarcoating what's actually happening. We're tired of the nonsense over and over. We're calling for the firing of Alex Cora, Breezlow. I don't even know what Sam Kennedy does, but he needs to go. We holding everybody on this team accountable, from the players, from the coaching, from the managers, from the CEOs, the presidents. It doesn't matter. The fans are tired. So it's been a systematic thing for a long time. And see, this is not me saying it again. This is the president saying it. It's been happening for a long time. So, what do you do about it? If the president of the Red Sox organization himself is saying that this has been happening for a long time, well, guess what? You've been allowing it to happen for a long time. Alex Cora has no business managing this team now. He's a great guy, great family man. And before anyone tries to jump in and defend this guy, we're talking. Forget about the World Series. No one cares. This isn't 2018. We're 7 years past that. We're 7 years past that championship. Clearly the only one that was left that won a championship on there was Devers. You see what happened to him. Betts is gone. Who else was? I don't know who else was on that team, but everybody basically from that team is gone. Why is Cora still here? We need change. And he goes on to say, it's all been on us. Hold on, let me backtrack real quick. And that's on us. That's on every. Oh my goodness. Thank God for saying this. It's been a systematic thing or a systemic thing for a long time, and that's on us. That's on everybody in the organization. It's not acceptable to be out there at the major league level and make fundamental mistakes. If you do that in the big leagues and you give away outs, you're going to be in trouble. So, yes, we need to improve. Full stop. And you know what? I take back what I say about Sam Kennedy. Because the first step of redeeming this team is taking accountability. Now, it's so sad that we had to get all the way to this point. It took, what, 4 years for you to finally realize how bad this team is? And you know what? I got to take back my credit for Sam Kennedy because how are you the president? The person that represents this very organization and you allow this to happen. And now that I think about it, now I gotta fully backtrack on vouching for Sam Kennedy, regardless if he's taking accountability. I give him a few points for that, but as far as 4 years of the same old, and now you wanna talk about this. Now it's an issue. Now it's unacceptable for players to be at this level and make these type of fundamental mistakes. Well, guess what? Who is in charge making these decisions? It's all on us. We're a team, and we have to be better in every area, every aspect of the game, especially the fundamentals. I mean, you cannot be giving away outs and expect to win baseball games, not at the major league level. It just doesn't work. And it sounds like he's fed up. But the only reason why I think this guy is fed up because there's actually pressure on the Red Sox organization right now. Now notice 4 years of the same very exact thing. No one cares. Okay, we're going in the right direction. Okay, are we going in the right direction now? So it looks like these rants, these accusations, these whatever you want to call these things, they're true. Everything he said is everything that I want to say, but we're just wording it a whole lot differently than I can. Moving along. There's plenty of more. So I heard that Alex Cora made a management decision. All right, now this is a perfect opportunity to see exactly what I be talking about Red Sox Nation and their responses. But before I get into the Trump with the Red Sox and the White House, before I even get to that, I'm looking for something real quick. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Ooh, hold on. I didn't even see this. Oh, wait. Ooh, I missed this one yesterday. Let's check this one out. It says Alex Cora seemingly calls Trevor Story out again. If you look back on the season, there's been a lot of those that have slipped through our hands, and honestly, we're in the position that we are because of that, Cora said. The 32-year-old center entered 2025 as a key veteran playing on a 6-year, $140 million contract. Now, if you tuned in for any of these rants, we did the pocket watching edition, and I specifically said, why in the hell is this guy getting this type of money for the production that he's putting up? I told you these rants are legitimate. Story is hitting a mediocre 244, which is 1 point below league. No, actually, no. What was the league average again? 248. So he's still batting under league average. And listen, I know people want to say, okay, this is the major leagues. This is the best of the best. You have to be talented to get hits. But this man is getting $140 million. There's players that are making $4 million. There's players making barely $1 million. Put that into perspective. Now I know I vouched for Story the other day because he's been actually stepping up, but but is this stepping up now too late? Is he? Because I feel like Story's only kind of step up recently because he knows that the Red Sox are the only team in the league that's ever going to look at this guy. Trevor Story's only option left is going back to Colorado. I don't see a single team is like, oh yeah, let, let us take Trevor Story off your hands. And honestly, I'll send them back to Colorado for some prospects. Colorado's like another White Sox. They might be trash, but they got a lot of good young talent. Buy Trevor Story. Easy pick for me. The Red Sox veteran was brought in as an anchor alongside Devers. So this goes to show you of how bad this team is about building championship teams. Because if you have a player like Rafael Devers and you complement this guy with a player like Trevor Story, are these rants really obnoxious or are they starting to make more sense? You let me know. Maybe we just kind of back up and watch the game from a different perspective. Just relax and clear your mind. Hopefully that benefits him. Okay, it's been benefiting a little bit. It not too much. I mean, like I said, he's only doing this because he doesn't want to get traded. Who's gonna want Trevor Story? Don't worry, I'll wait. All right, but I can't find the story that I was looking for. Hold on, let me see. Am I in the right place? All right, let me go back. Because I had an interesting story this year. Yeah, I can't find it. All right, I gotta do a little bit more searching, but basically, Forget the article. I'll go and find it so everyone doesn't think I'm just making it up. There was an article about this is recent. I think yesterday or a couple days ago, Alex Cora has started a new system where he's holding the offense accountable. So from what I read, he's doing things a little bit different. So before each series starts, he meets with all the hitters and they hold a meeting, holds their expectations. He quizzes them. What should they do in certain situations? The certain type of pitches the pitches are throwing. Basically, he's going back to the fundamentals of teaching, pretty much at the basics of hitting. In addition to that, not only does he have a meeting with the players after the beginning of every single series from now on, he's going to be meeting with every single player, well, not him, but his team, the hitting coaches, whatever they call themselves, are going to be meeting with the players, each one-on-one throughout the whole entire series. They're going to be asking them questions about situations. They're going to be sitting down with them, I think even during the game. So if you're watching the Red Sox game and you see a coach talking to a player, you remember you heard it here. Now, do I like this new system? I haven't really seen it take place yet, but this is what needs to happen. Now, I want to see us turn the season around. I want to see us start winning. But the first thing we need to start doing is taking accountability, not only for the leaders of the Red Sox, like the president and Breezlow and everybody else, but you know, the number one people that needs to start taking accountability is you. All Red Sox fans, everybody in Red Sox Nation needs to start taking accountability. What accountability are you talking about? I thought we were on the same side. We are on the same side, but the accountability I need everybody in Red Sox Nation to start holding is this team sucks. Now, I know it's our favorite team. I know it might be your favorite team. And being a lifelong Red Sox fan, I know how it is. Like, you feel like no matter what, it's always going to be your team. You feel like you can win every year. It doesn't matter if we got bad players. We feel like they can turn things around. And you know what? The older you get, the more tired you get. Hope isn't working. It's time to turn things around. So hopefully Core, with this new system that he has in, it's going to start working. So let's see if it's going to start happening. Because we need to hold these hitters and these players accountable. Every single series, every single game. All right, now let's get into some... Oh, man. Yeah, I promise you I'm going to show you what Red Sox Nation really is like. And hopefully I got to the right page. Yes, I did. Members of the Boston Red Sox, who went 81-81 last season, are currently 43-45 midway the 2025 campaign, got to visit President Donald Trump on Thursday ahead of their series of the Washington Nationals. All right, let's take a look at what happened.
How are you? Nice to see you. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How are you? Great job. I know that.
Now, I'm going to leave politics out of this because the way the world is right now, I'm not here for that. But what I am here for is to ask, why in the hell would this mediocre, terrible team be going to the White House? Now, I know they're in Washington, but why the hell is this team going into the White House? Now I know it wasn't all 27 or 40 active roster members, but why the hell are these players in the White House? This time that you're using to be in the White House, you could be on the ball field training. I don't care if you're tired. Like you're over here in the White House and your team sucks. Like what what's going on here? Because I'm confused. Why are they in the White House? If this is a representation of where this country is going, we are definitely in trouble. We are definitely in trouble. So let's hear some of the replies. Ooh, I told you, Red Sox Nation is in an uproar. Somebody says, F you at the Red Sox. He even tagged the Red Sox. This is how bold these people are. Then we got a random trunk fan. He has no clue who these bums are. And I don't want to use that exact word as like bums, but I don't even know who these players are. Like I see Rob, Bref, Snyder, but everybody else, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea who they are, and they're on my favorite team. That's insane. The real question is, how does he even know who oh, that's Bernardino. Wow. Wow. So imagine getting invited into the White House and uh, you know what? I wish there was somebody that was bold enough to say, "Hey, Mr. President," like out loud in front of everybody. Name 5 players that are inside the White House right now. And I wish I was good at voice impressions. I can do a Donald Trump impersonation, but I can't. And you know what? After you ask that question, get your camera out and put it on TikTok because I'm pretty sure that Donald Trump would go viral for trying to name who the hell these players were. Not that it's sensitive spot, but who know? I'm not sure if anyone remembers 9/11, but you see when George Bush was on TV and the Secret Service and came into the classroom and whispered in his ear, and he tried to stay calm and pretend, not to cause a scene or cause alarm. That's exactly what would happen if you asked Donald Trump that question of who the hell those Red Sox players are. Now, as you can see in these comments, look at all these liberal BA comments in here. This might be the only thing I've seen this organization do politically that I agree with. I have so many questions. We just letting anyone in the White House? So just trying to get you in the White House. Oh, he stands for them. Isn't he a Yankees fan? Maybe trying to wake up the brainwashed state in the country. Trump to the White Sox. We both know a thing or two about sweeping the competition. Ha, ha, ha. There was a time when you put your political beliefs aside to meet the president in greeting with respect no matter what. Why is a team that is 43 and 45 at the White House? So if you can look at these comments, they're just as mind-boggling and baffled as I am. The Red Sox and the government are both dysfunctional. Game recognizes game. Ooh, they getting dirty. They getting dirty. All right, now let me go back up with that Alex Cora quote. Explains why he didn't pinch it up. I don't even want to get into that. All right, I think this is it. Everything we changed for the 2025 Red Sox that they were boarding a plane to the West Coast on June 15th, but now they're trying to steer back on course. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. Communications wise, we changed a few things meeting wise. It's more one on one now than it was 10 days ago. We have the big meeting the first day of the series, but after that, the coaches grab the players one on one. See, I always dig deep. I really try my best not to say things that I can't back up or verify. And he goes on to say, it brings accountability when you sit down with the hitting coach and they ask you about the stuff of the pitcher you're about to face. You better know. See, I told you guys. Sometimes when you sit as a group, you can hide. I think it helps the kids to sit one on one with them and explain to them a few things. So this is why I'm kind of 50-50 with Alex Cora. I mean, can you really blame him? He has a whole team full of like young players, inexperienced players. Let's leave the age out of it. Inexperienced. Now I'm pretty sure he has some type of influence, but he has no influence of who comes on this team or who gets sent down. Or maybe he does that with the injuries and all that. But as far as the players signed on the team, he has nothing to do with that. So, long story short, whether the Red Sox organization wants to admit it, like I said in previous podcasts and previous rants of the Red Sox Rant Room, is that one, the accountability. Who's bringing these players here? Why do you have a AAA team in the major leagues trying to compete? Now, I know I vouch for a lot of these younger players to come because that's how desperate this team was. I thought they were going to come out and make noise, but they still obviously need some more development, which is not a bad thing. But when are the Red Sox going to come out and just say, look, this isn't a competing season? This is a developing season. Because that's exactly what it is right now. We're developing a team in front of our eyes. Yeah, we're only, 6 games back right now, which isn't too bad. It can be a lot worse. But the point of the matter, when is enough going to be enough? So back into it, I was talking about. Core explained that this group meetings had a couple of staples at the championship during the first year in 2018. But because this team is so much younger, the individualized approach made more sense. Oh, when I said there's lots of interesting stories, there's lots of interesting stories. I might have to dig for this one, but I've heard this is recently. I just read it not too long ago. And whoever the the players' development team is, especially in AAA, it's been reported that they are not teaching none of these prospects basic fundamentals. Yes, you heard that right. A Red Sox insider reported that the Red Sox development team are not teaching Red Sox prospects basic fundamentals. Now, before we start to say, "Come on, that's just a rumor," look what just happened in that other game, the other day, game two. There's no way in hell you're telling me if you're a fundamentally sound team, you're making disastrous plays like that. That the play we had in game two was absolutely disgusting. Forget the salaries, forget the player ratings. Like, it's so sad to say that this is a major league baseball team and we don't have zero fundamentals. This team has zero fundamentals. That is sad. That is embarrassing. When I told you that there's something going on in Red Sox Nation in the organization, I wasn't joking. But on the bright side, it looks like the president, the CEO, they're finally starting to see what not only what I've been saying, but what the people has been saying. This team, we're not Colorado Rockies bad, but we're pretty much the same thing. Now, if I could say one thing to the Red Sox organization, I'm not here saying, okay, let's go out and win a championship every single season. Well, what you can do is be fundamentally sound and at least compete year after year. And I don't want to hear anyone say it's not the Yankees been doing it for since forever. Even though they haven't won a championship since 2009, which is pathetic. And they're starting to become like the Cowboys of the MLB. You know what? Let me see if I can find that quote. Well, here it is. And this was updated July 3rd. So, like I said, this was recent. The Boston Red Sox play like a dumb baseball team. But why? I told you, like, the rants that I be going on, these are just, like, watered down. Like, I'm really trying my best to be respectful, while at the same time being blunt and open and speaking my mind because I'm sick of this organization. Like, when are you going to start playing winning baseball consistently? And since we brought up fundamentals, now that I think about it, this team really doesn't have fundamentals. Like we talked about in the other episode. Okay, we had that good game one. We had fly ball, sacrifice flies. You know, we were advancing runners. But that's just one game. That's not consistency. defense is atrocious. They say that defense wins championships, and if we're playing like this, there's no championship coming. Now, if I'm the Red Sox, I'm making trades to get better pitching and better defensive players. You know what? Not even we don't need like Showtime defensive players, even though it'd be exciting to see. For example, Rafael is one of the most exciting outfielders you'll ever see in the game. Makes great catches, diving catches, but I'm not gonna say specifically him, but sometimes everyone makes errors, but the fundamentals aren't always there. And like Roman Anthony, now I see why he should have stayed in AAA. Now I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I don't even blame Roman for this. But his fundamentals are awful, as you've seen in that diving catch or that drop ball between him and Marcelo. Teach the fundamentals. The fundamentals is what's killing this team. I guarantee you, if you just go back to the basics and go to the fundamentals, everything that we're bashing the Red Sox for won't happen. But anyway, a Red Sox PD member once told me that he knew it was a time for an exit strategy when a newly hired Chain Bloom minor league field coordinator declared in their first meeting that we are no longer coaching fundamentals. I told you, I don't make this stuff up. I don't make this stuff up. I told you it's true. How is this no fundamentals approach working out for the Red Sox? They're 43 and 45. And you know what? This brings up a very, very, very good point that makes me want to backtrack on everything I said was the problem with this team. The number one problem with this team isn't the salaries, isn't the players, isn't the hitting, it's fundamentals. Now it sounds cliche, sounds corny, sounds boring, but trust me. Matter of fact, just do something real quick. Go look at any other baseball team. Sometimes it's good just to watch another team play, other teams play, because you start comparing them. Like, wait a minute, these guys are not making nowhere the same type of mistakes that the Red Sox are making. So I encourage people. I know, like me, I'm specifically a Red Sox fan, but I like baseball. So sometimes I watch a good baseball game, and then I'm watching, I just dream, like, damn, why can't my team play like this? Why can't our organization be an organization like these other organizations are organizating? It just makes no sense. And we have a game against the Nationals coming up. Let's do a quick scouting report. Whoa, and the Nationals beat one of the best teams in baseball today. Now, I know the MLB, any team can lose, it can go either way. But before you go into a Red Sox team, into a series against the Red Sox, and you beat one of the best teams in baseball, the momentum is definitely with the Nationals. Think about it. The Red Sox just came off an embarrassing loss before the series. The Red Sox came off an embarrassing loss. The Nationals are coming off a big win against one of the better teams in the league in the majors. You can see where we're going with this one. All right, so they got some star players. James Wood, a left fielder. Who is this guy? How old is he? Wait, I don't want him. So he's a number 2 pick. He is 23 years old. So all this the players are too young. Look at these other prospects. They're clearly not having as much issues as we're having right now. All right, let me look at just one more thing real quick. Yeah, let me see their games. So the Nationals. Whoa. Okay, they lost the series. I was about to say. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, shit. Hold on. Nationals, Angels. Whoa, so if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the. All right, so we got swept by the Angels. So the Red Sox get swept by the Angels, but look what happened exactly after the Angel series. It looks like, yeah, wow, the Nationals beat the Angels in a series. So we're going against a team that beat the Nationals. That beat the same team that just swept the Red Sox. They won a series against them. Not only that, it's looking like they went on to, oh my goodness, wow. The Nationals won the series against the Tigers. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the best team in baseball, or at least the American League. So you're telling me that we're about to go and face a team that won a series against a team that swept us like a series ago. And then this same team that wins a series against a team that swept the Red Sox, they beat the best team in the AL. And this is not praising the National. This is a red flag for the Red Sox. This is why we have no faith in this team. Now I know you're like, okay, but the Red Sox are like 5-9 in the past 15 games. 5-10. And I'm saying all this to say that even though the Nationals are a bad team, what's their record? They're last in their division. Wait a minute. So they're the second worst team in the National League. and just beat a team that swept the Red Sox and just beat the best team in the AL. The Red Sox are in trouble. And we have an 11 o'clock game tomorrow. Actually, today. The game starts in about 5.5 hours. Now, are we going to win this game? I have no idea. I have no idea. And to be honest, I am not confident about this upcoming series. Now, I know it's like, man, we're going against one of the worst teams in the National League. But this is the Red Sox. We're 43-45. So that means we have less than a 50% chance of winning this game against the worst team in the National League. But are these new approaches that we've been talking about today, is this going to be enough to turn around this team? Because it's not looking good. We just broke down what the Nationals has just been doing against these other teams. All right, let's look at the Nationals. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Red Sox are 3-7. So, like one of the articles mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter if you play 7 innings of winning baseball. It's 30 outs, and if you give a team 3 more extra outs, you're not going to win any baseball games. But then again, the Red Sox yesterday, we looked at some stats of their 36-1 when leading after the 8th inning. Well, we got to get to that point. This gin rummy baseball, it has to stop. There's no more excuses. The organization is in the spotlight. And I encourage everybody in Red Sox Nation, keep the pressure on this team. Hold them accountable. These are millionaires. These are professional, quote unquote, professional athletes. Hold these people accountable. Now, as we ease our way off from this episode on July 4th, let's just look at what the Red Sox been doing. Like, this is terrible. We got swept by the Angels, and then a team we're about to play, the Nationals, beat this team. Oh my goodness. Red Sox Nation, please listen to this. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the next 6 games against the worst teams in the league. I repeat, we have the next 6 games against the worst teams in the league. And then to follow that off, hold on, look. Oh my, then we have, how many games against Tampa Bay? We have, oh my goodness, we have a 4-game, oh my God. So I want everybody to look at this, look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bro, the Yankees are not in first place anymore. And I want everyone to pay attention to the standings. No one finds it crazy that the Yankees had like a 7-game lead in it. And miraculously, the Rays and the Jays are pretty much in first place contention. This just turned my rant up a whole nother level. Bro, the Blue Jays are in first place right now. And oh my goodness, just listen to me for a second. The next 10 games. The next 10 games. 6 are against the worst teams in the league. 4 of them against the potential against a team that's one game out of first place. That playoff push that we think we're gonna have in the second half of the season, no, it's now. It's now. And I want everyone to listen to me right here. Today is July 4th. Quote me when I say this. If the Red Sox are not winning at least 7 out of the next 10 games, the season is officially over. Now, I already know the season's over already. Unofficially over. This is just going off of emotions and how the team's been playing. But if this team does not win at least 7 of the next 10 games, the season's over. Bro, it's only the first. Listen to me carefully. You're going against, you have the next 6 games against the worst teams in the league. If we're not coming back with 2 back-to-back sweeps and at least 3 out of 4 from Tampa Bay, it's over. Look how far the Yankees have tanked. They had a comfortable lead, and the Red Sox are only. No, before I go back to my next point, just look at the standings. The Blue Jays switch place with the Yankees, and the Rays. They're all one game of each other. But guess who's stuck in the same exact place? So pretty much since the season started. And to put my rant into perspective, I have told people this multiple times. 21 run-loss games. We're in the first half of the season. If the Red Sox have won just 7 of those 20 games that we lost by 1 run. You do the math. If we win just 7 of those games, what place in the standings would we be right now? We're not blaming injuries. We're not blaming any trades. So quote and mark these words. If we're not winning the next at least 7 to 10 games, the season's over. There's no splitting series, even though it's a 3-game series. See, that's the good thing about a 3-game series. You're either going to win it or you're going to lose. Now, I will say, maybe a sweep is too much. But I will say, if you do not have two series wins against the two worst teams, season's over. Why do I say that? Because if you can't beat two of the worst teams in the league in a series, how the hell are you going to compete in the playoffs? Now we're 6.5 games back. This is the closest we have been in since the season started. If this team chooses to regress, it's going to show you exactly who we are. This is playoff baseball right now. The next 6 games are against the worst teams in the league. Then you have 4 against the potential first place team. So that means the Red Sox can come within second and third place within the next 10 games. I'm going to keep on saying it over and over until it clicks in people's brains. This is the closest we're going to get this season. If this team is serious, the time is now. I'm not listening to anyone, any mediocre fans. Please don't come here. If you're like, this team is still good, we still have. No, we don't. If we do not win these next 10 games, or at least win the series with no splitting series. There's no splits. There's no splits with Tampa Bay. Winning the series. We need to win the next 3 series in a row. I'm not listening to anyone. Listen, these are professional athletes. The time is now. This is a sense of urgency. We are not going to get this opportunity again in the season. We're not the Washington Nationals. We're not beating the Tigers in a series. At the end of the last games, this Red Sox are playing this year against the Tigers. You're gonna hold your playoffs bet against that? The time is now. Look at these, like. Usually, any other team that had like these next 10 games, they'll be sad. Bro, look right here. Let's go. Then we got the Cubs and the Phillies and the Dodgers. Oh my goodness. See, this is why the next 10 games are important. You have the next 10 games against weak opponents and division rivals. And then your next 10, you're playing against first and second place power teams. This is why I'm saying the next 10 games, there's no splitting. There's no 5-5, 6-4. The Yankees are falling. Get them out of the way. Tampa Bay and the Blue Jays are better than the Red Sox. Come on. See, this is when my Red Sox nation's starting to kick in. These two teams are really better than us. And I give it to Tampa Bay. They're developing their team the right way. They don't have nearly as many of the problems that we have. We got 10 games that we can win. Because the next 10 after that, it looks like another 2-8, 3-7. And I want everyone to put their pride aside. Are we beating the Cubs? They're leading the league in runs, home runs, RBIs, I think. Do you seriously think you got any type of shot against the Dodgers? I'm going to say it again. The time for that playoff push is now. The Rockies. If you lose one game against the Rockies, the season's over. Okay, the Nationals. Okay, one game's acceptable. And for anyone saying this is baseball, I'm not hearing no. This is not no baseball. If you lose the series to the Rockies without sweeping them, a 17 win team, a 60 plus loss team, you got to be shitting me. But can the Red Sox do it? The Red Sox Nation fire in me believes they can, but are they going to do it? Is the team going to put together the fundamentals? Is Roman finally going to step up? Is Marcelo finally going to step up? Is Trevor Story going to continue to step up? Abreu, the pitching, the bullpen. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Hopefully, these points that we went over today, they settle in. They settle in because everything I've been saying, it looked like it's lining up, and it's true. So please, anyone in Red Sox Nation, keep holding this team accountable. The players, the coaches, the hitting staff, the pitching staff, everybody, the president, Breezlow, everybody. But I'm gonna let everybody go off and enjoy their 4th of July because I got to get ready for this Red Sox game. I got to get ready to watch my team. But like I said, hopefully these points resonate with somebody out there, and please start dropping those subs. It's only gonna get better from here. But until next time, y'all, thanks for tuning into the Red Sox Rant Room.